Hello, and welcome to the Angus Report, a news program geared toward cattle producers. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Paige Wallace. From American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines, including a look at increasing opportunities for farmers and ranchers to target the quality beef market.
We learn how seed stock and commercial producers can improve carcass quality without sacrificing cow herd productivity.
And we look at the latest research measuring a cow's productive life.
The American Angus Association releases fiscal year-end data. We'll review sale averages, as well as some of the year's most demanded Angus genetics.
Looking for a feedlot? Get tips on how to select the right feeder for your operation.
And Amy Tobin gives us tips for cooking the perfect certified Angus beef brisket.
This is the Angus Report.
Our top story for the week: raising a profitable cow herd remains a challenge given today's high input costs. But there's opportunity in quality beef. Scott Brown of the University of Missouri says domestic and global demand for high quality beef continues to expand despite challenging economic conditions.
If you would have asked any of us 3 or 4 years ago what $8 corn would have done to this industry, we would have said there wouldn't have been one. You know, one of the things that we continue to talk about in this industry is we need to increase the demand for beef. Well, if we all of a sudden provide this better product for consumers who all of a sudden decide this is a better eating experience, we can talk about a much larger industry, higher prices. I mean, it's the good news story. If we could actually grow demand, then we have a different way out of the very tough, high feed cost environment that we're in today.
When it comes to choosing your next bull or female, today's genetic selection tools offer cattle producers more options than ever before. Identifying the most appropriate selection criteria for your operation is vital, whether you're a seed stock or commercial producer.
Well, it's really important that when an operator out there, a beef cow operator, looks at his selection criteria to think about those cow herd selection traits and those feedlot traits that are important, or carcass traits that are important to him, because he's got to satisfy two parts of his operation. One, he's got to keep his production costs under control, and then he also has to maximize or optimize his sellable product that comes out of that cow herd. If you look at the data out there, what you can find is that the cow herd traits and the feedlot or carcass traits out there really are non-correlated. So that's the beauty of making selection, is you can advance both those category traits at the same time. You don't have to give up one to get the other.
Adding value to the carcass also means identifying more valuable cuts, including the flat iron steak and petite tender. These value cuts continue to keep beef on the plates of cash-strapped consumers.
The University of Nebraska was fortunate to be involved with the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Cattlemen's Beef Board, and the University of Florida to do muscle profiling research now 10 years ago. That research identified optimal use of muscles in the chuck and the round that were underutilized. So products that were going into ground beef or roasts, we recognized were steak quality. So working together with a large team, we were able to identify things like the flat iron steak and the petite tender. And CattleFax estimates that those projects have added about $50 to $70 per carcass in wholesale value to the product. That translates into something on the order of $1.5 billion of value added back to the industry.
Research continues on long-term productivity of Angus females in an effort to better identify cows that will stay in the herd. Brigham of Colorado State University explains.
The longer a cow can stay in the herd and remain productive, the greater financial benefit is to the producer. There seems to be sufficient genetic variation within the population to possibly look forward into making another EPD for producers to use to select those females that'll stay in the herd for a long time. I see it as a tool they can use in selection of replacement females, of picking those ones that have the greatest chance to stay in the herd over a long period of time and return more calves to the producer, and in turn more revenue.
Visit us online as more information becomes available.
The American Angus Association has released fiscal data measuring performance of the Angus breed in 2011. Increased sale averages are among the numbers reported by the Beef Breed Organization.
One of the things that we think are starting to fuel the demand for registered Angus bulls and the demand for Angus genetics in the marketplace is the success and the demand pull generated by certified Angus beef. They're having their 5th consecutive record year, selling more than 807 million pounds this year, which is up from 777 million pounds last year.
And when the Angus Report returns, the importance of selecting for milk EPDs and using the online tool that helps measure costs.
Plus, a no-fail way to prepare a great tasting certified Angus beef brisket.